There, this is Art and Such with a tutorial to make the Rainbow Loom Princess Heralds from Shrek to go with my Shrek series. You're going to need yellow or gold for the crown, brown for the eyes, and white for the eyes. If you have a small bead you'd like to use instead, you can. Silver or gray or white for the hair, and I used white in my prototype, which looks just fine, but I thought the gray would contrast a little better when I'm showing you this. You'll need a skin tone. I would choose something pale if you got it. A dark blue for the suit. A paler blue if you have that and would like to make the contrast for the shoulders and the midsection and by the legs. And you're going to want a clear jelly if you have one, just so that it's a little tidier when you finish up. When you are finished, you'll need a C-clip. And besides that, you're going to have your hook at the ready, and the rainbow loom set in its standard offset position with the middle row about one peg higher than the rest. So let's get started. We have the crown to start. So using gold or yellow, you're going to put 2 bands from the first in the center to the first on this side, 2 bands from the first on the center to the first on the far side. Go down with 1 set from each top peg to each second peg, and then meet them up coming in from either side, from the second to the second. Before we carry on, let's get the spikes of our crown on. If you're using the gold, it's a little bit stiffer, so you only need to use a single to connect. But if you're using yellow, we're going to wrap 3 times. We're going to take a single and double it onto itself and pull this other one on top. This will be the tip of the crown. We're going to have to make 3 of these. So once more, if you're using the gold, it's a lot thicker, so your second single does not need to be doubled over when you bring it on top. We're going to take all those bands and put them onto the top peg on the side. If you want it to be a little bit lumpier, you can add a second one, which I think I'll do because this is my first time trying this with the yellow. So let's make this a little bit thicker and see how we like that effect. Let's do a second one doubled over. This will make it just a little bit longer and stand out better. There we go. So that's a better spike there. We'll put that on top, and I'll show you again. We have 2 more to make. So if you're really fast with this and you want to zoom ahead a bit, you can, but if not, just bear with me a minute. We'll loop it 3 times. Take a single doubled over, put this on top, back on the hook, and another single doubled over. Replace, straighten that out a little, and we'll put this on the middle one on the top peg, and then let's do 1 more. 1, 2, 3, doubled over band, bring it on top, and onto another doubled over single. This goes on the top one on the other side. Once you have this, you can continue with 2 bands of your hair color going from the second peg to the third peg on either side. 2 sets of skin tone going down from the second to the third, and then another set from the third to the fourth on the middle, and 1 set of double skin tone bands below your hair color on either side from the third to the fourth pegs. And then it doesn't matter which side you start on, but you're going to do 2 skin tone bands coming from your 4th peg on the side to your 4th peg on the center, and same the other direction. And then we can start on our body, and we'll come back to the eyes and the holding bands after. So for the body, we're using a dark blue for the top of the Sioux. We're going to take 2 bands and go from the 4th peg on the center to the 5th peg on the center. And then we need to take 2 bands and take that from the 4th to the 5th peg on the side, and the 4th to the 5th peg on the side. So this one stretches further, and this way it won't overlap our chins. Next, we can go down 3 sets of double pale blue in the middle. And then we're going to start on the arms. So for the top of the arms, you'll have double dark blue bands coming down from this diagonal one. And then we're going to be putting a single blue. This is from your 6th peg to your 7th peg on either side. And now what you want to do, if you would like the shoulder pads, if not, you can just use a regular set of doubles. But if you want the bulkier shoulders, you can take a single light blue, wrap it 3 times around your hook, bring it onto a single blue. This is something I also, another idea I got from watching Looming with Cheryl. So I'll make note of that. We're going to put this on top of your other one. So we have 2 pale blues, and the top one has a band wrapped onto it. We'll repeat that on the other side. So loop your band 3 times. And without folding it over, we're just going to put that onto our other single. And put this over here. And then we can continue with 2 more sets of double blues on either side. And I'll turn this around in just a minute so you can see it a little clearer. Okay, and these are our dark blue. And then we are going to put 2 whites. This is going from the 5th peg from the bottom of your loom to the 4th peg from the bottom of your loom. And we'll repeat that on the other side. And then we need to cap these white ones off with single skin tone bands. You're going to take a single and loop it 3 times. Or 2 times, it's okay either which way. I'm going to just do it 2, I think. And we will loop up the arms, but just stop for a minute when you get to the pale blue there. So go under your capping band, bring up your whites, bring up your blues, your second set of dark blues, and here what we're going to do is put a single blue wrapped 3 times in your hook. This is optional again, but this adds to the puffy shoulders. Pull up your pale blue and bring that looped up, wrapped up single on top. And then we're going to continue looping that pale blue onto itself, onto where it came from. I'll show that to you a little closer here. So we have a lump on top and we've got a bit of a lump on the bottom. And then you can continue looping up your blue 1 more time. And remove this part from your loom and hold on to the top so it stays in place. Once more on the other side, I'm going to turn it around to reach this a little bit better. Go under your capping skin tone bands, loop up your white, loop up your 2 sets of dark blue, put a single band onto your hook, light blue, loop it 3 times. So you'll have 4 loops. We'll pull out that bottom blue and pull this on top here. The jelly ones are a little bit slipperier. That's okay. We'll work with that. And put that back on top. And our last dark blue, loop it up, and I will see you for part 2. Just going to fix it for you.